Loud House movie just dropped on Netflix. Let's talk about it. So, I was never a huge fan of The Loud House. It was a show that dropped on Nickelodeon. And everybody was acting like it was one of the greatest, most new, inventive TV shows to ever come out of Nickelodeon. And it just wasn't. It was a decent show, and I liked the episodes, and it's fun. But after watching this movie, I think I didn't give the show enough credit, because this is a really great movie. And this is coming from someone who hasn't watched the show in at least a couple years. And after this movie, it made me want to go revisit the show. I watched a few episodes when it came out, but and I've seen multiple episodes. Probably seen all of season 2 and 1. So anything after season 2 and 1, I haven't seen. I do know there's like a spin-off with the Casa Grandes and stuff. So I'm not very up to date on the show. But I did want to watch this movie because it's on Netflix, and I wanted to review it for you guys, so I wanted to share my thoughts on it. And I did hear things about this movie a while back. Basically, it was a few years ago, back when the Dora the Explorer live-action movie was announced, the Rugrats movie, or not movie, well, it was a movie announcement, and there was also a reboot announced, which did come out on Paramount Plus. All these revivals that Nickelodeon's done. Basically, was when we heard about this, and it was supposed to go to theaters, and then it didn't, and then it was pulled from the schedule. Then it came back on the schedule, and then they're like, "No, we're just gonna put it on Netflix." And money-wise, I think that was probably the best decisions, because when the show came out, it was really big, but you don't hear a lot of people talking about the show now, and it's not to say the show isn't popular. It has a very large fan base, still does, but not to the degree it did when it came out. So, and also with COVID, that ended up being the best decision for them. So you can watch this movie right now on Netflix. And it's kind of unfortunate it didn't come out in theaters, because after watching this movie, I could have watched this movie in theaters. First of all, this show, of course, is the same art style as the show, but it's much more fluid, and it moves a lot quicker, and there's more beautiful locations. This show, it's gorgeous. The movie looks gorgeous. Completely stunning. This movie is beautifully animated. I love that. And I really enjoyed the music in this movie. When I was hearing a musical, it was kind of like, that's kind of redundant, because the show is not a musical. Not to say there's like, I don't know if there's been any music in the show, but for the most part there hasn't been. It's not a musical show. But the music here is actually pretty good. If you saw that movie, Arlo the Alligator Boy, on Netflix, which is another new animated movie on Netflix, it's very similar to that kind of music. Like, it's more like modern pop-ish type music, but it works, and it fits the movie. Though I think it's a little bit better than that movie. And I really like the story here. I didn't think I was going to like the story, because the plot was that the Loud family goes to Scotland and finds that they're related to royalty. And that just seems like a cliche story that a lot of movies do, where if you're going to make a movie based on a show with a large family, it seems it's always like, gotta be related to royalty or something. And yeah, it's cliche, but it works, because The Loud House has always been a show that works with cliches, but it does it fresh and different, and presents it in at least a half decent kind of way. So it makes it fun and enjoyable. And the thing is, you don't always have to be new and fresh with something. You just have to make it feel new and fresh, and that's what this does successfully. It's cliche. Yeah, we've seen it before, but it feels different, and that's good. That's what you want. When I complain something is boring, and cliche and done before. It's because, well, it's because it doesn't, that's how it feels while you're watching it. And that's not how this feels. And the movie's a really quick watch. It's about an hour and a half. Doesn't overstay its welcome. So it was a quick watch. I watched it. I had a great time. The characters, the voice acting. And what's really great about this movie, too, is someone who knows the show, is that, you know, a lot of, like, these Nickelodeon movies have a hard time of figuring out how to get all the characters you want in the scenes together in a way that you can, you know, serve the fans, right? All the characters that you love all have great moments, you know, and it's amazing how this movie did got all the characters together in scenes and just made it all work, because, you know, like I said, it's really hard to do for these Nickelodeon movies where they just really struggle to give you those fan moments with characters from the show, make it all work, because you want to make a movie and tell a story and you still gotta do all that. But this did it really well. I mean, each sister gets their moment. The parents get their moments. The Lincoln gets his moment, you know. Clyde gets his moment. All your favorite characters all get great moments here that really work. And I think if you're a fan of The Loud House, you're really going to love this movie. And I can't believe I'm saying this, because, again, I haven't watched the show in forever. Wasn't a huge fan of it. Didn't dislike it. Thought it was fine. But I loved this movie. I did. I really loved it. And I want to watch the show again. And I think that's a testament to how good this movie is, because I was not excited when they said, hey, we're making a Loud House movie. I'm like, really? Is that show that popular that they're going to make a movie? But you know what? I'm a naysayer who said wrong, because it was great. It was a great movie, and if you love The Loud House, you gotta watch this movie. And even if you don't, I say it's worth checking out if you have any interest in the show. Though I think you would enjoy it more if you've seen the show, but it's not incomprehensible to someone who hasn't seen the show, and you still might enjoy yourself. But I think you'd like the show. I think you should watch the show first. But that's up to you what you want to do. Good movie. Check it out.